on this video today because you want to know why consistency and just showing up are the number one skills that you need for success in any field. And I know it sounds really stupid and it sounds really base level, but today we're going to help you get a ton of value out of this video and understand how to stay consistent, how to be disciplined, how to actually just show up, how to measure your results so that you don't quit, and why so many people quit, when they're trying to measure their results and when they're not consistent. So this video is going to have a ton of value because you are going to be able to understand how powerful consistency is. And if you could just possess consistency and the idea of just showing up, you can have anything that you've ever wanted. So without any further ado, the number one reason why people quit is because they make a conscious decision to no longer be consistent, right? It's not really like, okay, this isn't working, or, sure, you could have reasons, right? But really what happens is when you fail, you just make a conscious decision to no longer consistently take an action. And when you set a goal, you make a decision to consistently take an action. So if you were to do something, right, for 10 years straight, no matter what it is, you almost have to get better at it, right? Like you're going to learn something. Something's going to change. So that's what I, really want to start with, is the main reason why people fail is just because they're not consistent. You know what I mean? They just decide to stop being consistent, or they miss a couple days and it becomes easy to not do it. And then they just kind of fade off on, not doing it. Right. And that's really the biggest difference between people who make it and people who don't. It's just the people who make it just consistently take the same action every single day and just push the ball ahead and push the ball ahead and push the ball ahead. Right. And I think the number one problem that people have when it comes to consistency is trying to measure their results. And the problem about measuring your results in anything is the results are never going to be completely consistent, right? Like, you're putting in consistent work. Shouldn't you get consistent results? No, that's not how life works. That's not how business works. That's not how dreams work. That's not how goals work. Right? How goals work is you put in work after work after work, consistent day after day after day, to see absolutely no return. And that's the hard piece. You know what I mean? It's like looking and being like, I just ran for 3 months straight thinking I was going to lose weight, and I only lost 5 pounds. This sucks, But what you don't realize is the same way that you could have those, small, kind of not really exponential results, at some point, things will start to upturn and they will start to give you those large exponential results. So what it really comes down to is being consistent, but not only just being consistent, right? That's easy, okay? Anybody could wake up every day and brush their teeth, but what's the win? You wake up, you brush your teeth, it doesn't really matter until the dentist gets on you and they're like, you need a full set of dentures. You didn't brush for years. That's when you're like, oh, I should have brushed. Oh, I should have brushed. Oh, no. You know what I mean? So not everybody can be consistent, or I should say everybody can be consistent, but not everybody can be consistent in the face of adversity. That's the problem, So what you need to learn is, and this is where I'm, trying to help you continue to be consistent. What you need to learn is that you're not measuring your results based on, there's a guy with a Corvette driving around here and it's loud. It's really cool. You need to measure your results based on whether or not you showed up. Okay. You can't measure your results based on how much work you put in, because unfortunately, there's no such thing as a dream without struggle. There's no such thing as a goal without struggle, right? And what would the story be if it wasn't, some kind of hey, not everything's perfect. Not everything's going to work out how you think it is, right? What's a life where everything is happy and fun and, that's great. But those movies or TV shows where it's they're always really happy and it's kind of weird because nothing ever wrong happens. And it's I don't know. It doesn't get you right. You know what I mean? Like, the whole point of life is struggle, right? And like, I shouldn't say just struggle. I should say being happy because you've struggled. Being happy and enjoying life and being grateful because you had hard times, because you struggled in the past, because things haven't always been how they are, because you worked for this, because you remember the days where you were trying so hard to make it work and it just wasn't gonna happen, right? Or it didn't feel like it was gonna happen, you know? So that's really what it comes down to, is learning how to be consistency in the face of adversity, learning how to measure your results based on whether or not you showed up, you know, because just showing up is really the thing that you have to do, right? You can't measure results like, hey, I went out for a run today and I didn't run the time that I wanted to run this 5K at, you know? Like, no, I got out and I ran the 5K. I don't really care if it was a 30-minute 5K or a 21-minute 5K. Like, I don't care, because for me, it's like I showed up, and that's what matters for me, is that I'm consistent. And after a little while, it becomes easier to just cross off the days that you showed up rather than crossing off the days that you didn't. So that's really what it comes down to, is measuring whether or not you showed up and then giving yourself the little win. Because once you give yourself the little win, you have that hit of dopamine. You have that win, right? You have that, like, oh, I brushed my teeth today and now my teeth feel clean. Like, that's good. Alex Hormozi says that we are rewarded, or we continue to, Alex Hormozi says that we continue to do the actions that reward us in the past, right? So if every single time you're like, a baby cries to their mom in the toy section and the mom buys the toy, the baby's going to go right to the toy section and cry every single time because they've been rewarded for that behavior, right? So it's like Pavlov's dogs. Like, if you've never taken a psychology class and seen Pavlov's dogs, it's like a scientist that like had dogs where he would give them positive and negative reinforcement, right? So like, he would, when they did something right, he would give them food. And when they didn't do something right, he wouldn't give them food, right? So I think there was a bell or something that they would hit. I don't remember the exact story, but generally the idea was like, there was this bell in their cage and they would hit the bell and then they would get food. And then after a little while, they would hit the bell and he wouldn't give them food, and they would be expecting the food for the positive reinforcement. They are taking the action that has rewarded them in the past. So if you can find out how to reward yourself for taking consistent action on a regular basis, reward yourself daily for taking consistent action. I see, I watch other YouTubers' videos where they talk about when they were doing cold calls. I think this one was from Mindset Mentor. He talks about how when he was doing sales, every time he made a cold call, he would have a bag of Skittles next to him and he would eat a Skittle to give himself that win for being consistent. And it made him want to make the next cold call because he was waiting for his next Skittle, right? It's like the same thing with Pavlov's dogs. It's like they're waiting for the bell to be rung. They're waiting to ring the bell. They're waiting for the bell to be in their cage so that they can ring it so that they could get food. And really what it comes down to is that they were getting rewarded for the actions that they took. So they continue to take the actions that they were rewarded for. So, like I said, I think I just said the same thing over and over again, but it's important. Learn how to reward yourself for being consistent, right? If you did the consistent thing that you need to do today, reward yourself. And that way you'll be able to feel like, hey, and for me, it's like my reward is just, I showed up today. It's that dopamine hit of like, I was there. I was in the gym. I was on the phones. I was out working. I was, making my YouTube videos. I was posting my content. I was doing my thing. Like, that's what matters for me. So what I want you to do and what I challenge you to do is learn how to reward yourself to be consistent. And all it could be is just giving yourself the little win of, hey, I showed up today. And just showing up and just being consistent forces you to be good at whatever you want. It forces you to just get it. because you are just focusing on taking action. You're not focusing on planning. You're not focusing on anything else. You're focusing on taking action. And once you just focus on taking action and taking action daily, regularly, action that will move the ball forward, you start to really see, oh my gosh, like I'm hitting these goals. This is working. This is happening, right? Because you're being consistent. You're taking that action every single day and you're rewarding yourself for that action. So you want to keep taking that action. So you keep taking that action. And if you do that action for 10 years straight, you'll get really good at it. And if you get really good at it, then you could have everything you've ever wanted. So it's like so easy at base level, right? But it's hard to do. So that's why I want you to reward yourself for being consistent, because that way you can be a dog, a Pavlov's dog, right? I'm probably like saying this wrong and people are going to dog me in the comments, but it's true. So learn how to reward yourself for being consistent. Learn how to just show up. Learn that you have to stay disciplined. You just have to be there. And give yourself the little wins. Don't measure your progress based on like, oh, did I, run the time I wanted to run today? Or did I, don't hurt yourself. Bring yourself up knowing that you were there today. Bring yourself up knowing that you did the right thing for yourself. You did the right thing for your body. Give yourself that dopamine high because you deserve it, right? And you deserve to have the life that you want. And if you go out and take the action on the life that you want daily and consistently, you almost can't lose. As long as you just keep being consistent, you can't lose. I mean, look at it like Kobe Bryant. Like, rip Kobe, bro. But like, that man was just killing it in the gym all the time. You hear the stories about how Kobe was just constantly in the gym, like constantly shooting, constantly dribbling, constantly focusing on the basics, consistency, right? He was always in the gym and no one understood it, but everyone who has any bit of success gets it. They get that you need to be consistent to be good. And it doesn't matter if you're practicing the basics. It doesn't matter if you're running a 12-minute mile every single day. Like, you are practicing the basics, right? Like, that is the important thing to do, is to practice the basics consistently, or, practice something that is going to push the ball ahead consistently. So with all that being said, that's my yap for today. But the main idea is you need to be consistent. And once you stop being consistent, you're guaranteed to fail. But if you continue being consistent, you're almost guaranteed to win, right? Because you just don't stop. You're like Michael Phelps swimming. You just keep swimming. You're like Nemo at that point. And, you just need to be consistent. So without getting back into my blab, you deserve the life that you want. You deserve to go out there and do everything that you want to do. You deserve to go hit your goals and, achieve every dream that you've ever wanted. So go out there, learn consistency, learn to build something under the impression that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be everything you ever wanted right off the bat. It's going to take time, and pick something that's worth struggling for, So you deserve this life. Go out there and get it. I support you. I'm talking to you on the other side of the screen. I know you can do it. You just need to be consistent, and you just need to not give up. So until next time, if you like these kinds of videos, I make new business, entrepreneurship, motivation, inspirational videos about how to be more successful every single day. And I post them right here on this YouTube channel. So please subscribe down below. Guys, I hit 200 subscribers. 200 subscribers today. I'm so excited. So thank you so much to every single person who's subscribed to my channel and consistently watches my videos. You're doing something consistently, and you're consuming content that I put my heart and soul into on how I became successful. So hopefully that'll help you become successful. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for your comments. Thank you so much. And if you liked this video today, leave a like down below to support me. And if you want to chat with me, if you want to talk to me, if you want to talk to me about your, consistency and how you're motivating yourself and keeping yourself feeling like you're winning and giving yourself those little wins and how you're staying successful. If you want to talk about those things, or if you want to talk about how you can be more successful, or if you have questions for me, or if you have thoughts, or if you have videos that you want me to make, or if you have any kind of discussion that you want to begin, put it in the comments. I love to see your comments. I answer every single comment on my YouTube channel. It might take me a day or two to get back to you, but I promise you I will answer you. So please leave your thoughts and concerns and your questions and comments in the comments down below. And thank you so much, so much for all of your support. You on the other side of the screen, you are the reason why I make these videos. My consistent people who are in the comments, who are constantly liking my videos, you are the life of this YouTube channel. So thank you. Bless you, and I hope that you have a wonderful life, and I hope that you get everything that you want. I hope that you use my videos to build a life for yourself. I hope that you use the value and the time that I put in these videos to build something and to be successful and to live the life that you want to live, because you deserve that life. It's nobody else's life except for your own. So until next time, I think I said everything I wanted to say. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. We'll talk again tomorrow.